there's so many layers to this series. So I'm really curious, what drew you to these roles?
As you just said, the layers, I think, to Millie, to the story as a whole, but as a character, I don't think we've seen a woman like her, a lead woman detective as well with so many complexities. She's not entirely likable. She's quite brash. She gets in people's way. She does what she puts herself, first. She centers her mission, but she's also got this vulnerability that we get to tap into as well through her relationships. So yeah, I just think it's what a gift of a part in terms of something that we've not seen before.
What draws me to Hibiscus is her determination and how she doesn't stop until she get what she wants, and how she stands up for herself. And I mean, also a trans woman playing a trans woman. So I mean, why not?
Yeah.
And the relationship between Millie and Hibiscus is strained, but there's also like a tenderness at times. So how did you approach playing these characters who had to re-meet each other after this long absence?
We meet each other after that substance. Because we have so much good bond behind the scenes, and to meet each other again and to get back in the character of this kind of love and hate, and to portray that is. But what I like is at the end of the day, Hibiscus and Millie, they understands each other, but they're both hiding it. That they understands each other, and that's what I love.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's like the characters are similar, really, which shows, obviously their shared biology, but also their shared like lived experience. I think there's a connection because we know the home, only Hibiscus and Millie know the home that they came from. But so there is a tenderness and a sensitivity around the mother, but there is also, I mean, and obviously myself and Chyna were meeting for the first time, so there is also this sort of this distance, this thing of having to get to know someone, which kind of us being developing a friendship throughout the shoot also lent itself to that of having to really reconnect with this person that you think but is really an entirely different person now that you have to get to know in the present.
Yeah, and that shared relationship, having, the mother relationship is kind of what pushes them apart, but also what draws them together. There's a scene where, you're doing each other's hair, and you didn't expect that, if you fast forward from episode 1 where things are much more abrasive, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Millie being bereft of a sibling is what drives her in her work, and drives her to come back home and bring justice to the police force in Kingston, where she wasn't finding it in the UK. But yeah, but also there is a sort of there's a disjunct. I think Millie evolves throughout the show in recognizing that she has to sort of let go of the reins a little bit on her little sister. It's like I can't come, and she can't come back and be expect to kind of go back into these roles. They have to meet each other where they're at. Yeah, which I think, and I love that scene where Hibiscus, you're like, you could have. You're so very close to being pretty. That's scene where, yeah, and it's kind of like when you talk about your responsibility, or Hibiscus talks about her responsibility over her trans sisters, and that sort of understanding that this sibling that I see as younger than me is actually somebody who has her own sense of eldership over other people, and so I have to respect the responsibility that you have over yourself and others, and learn to meet you as an equal rather than my younger sister.
Well, it reminds me of that great line. Are you ever going to find me, or are you still searching for a ghost? I think some of the voiceovers are the best part of this series because it gets you into their head, but doesn't explain everything. You kind of have to watch and observe it all as you're, and see what this means to that character, but also how what that statement means about the other characters.
Yeah.
What does that line mean to you?
Hibiscus it doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't know what's really happening. She like trying to understand Millie, try to figure out why is this boy is so important. You came back and now you're just putting me aside. You're looking for this boy. I don't know him. What's happening? What's going on? And each time Hibiscus is trying to talk to her to know what's happening, want an answer. She keeps putting her aside. Also, I believe that reason why Millie is doing that because she doesn't want to put Hibiscus is in danger and trying to put aside because she was so overprotective when she was younger with Hibiscus and she thought Hibiscus was dead. And coming back now, she doesn't want that same mistake for the boy. And I think Hibiscus didn't understand that. And at one point, Hibiscus starts to get selfish, saying that that boy no longer exists. You have me now. This is me. This is what you just came back. I haven't seen you, and yeah.
And what did it mean for you to shoot in Jamaica? 'Cause it's like a character of its own.
Yeah, it's I mean, it meant the world to me. It gave me an opportunity to reconnect with my own heritage. With my mother is Jamaican. It introduced me to friends that are now like family to me, to queer and trans community in Jamaica as well, which was really beautiful to realize because of the sort of objective perspective that kind of queerness doesn't exist in the Caribbean or is kind of minimized or delegitimized even from within the Caribbean. So it was great to encounter that, and I think it's also what makes the story so authentic and so special is that that there's like this huge wealth of local talent, like which we see from characters like Daniel and Hit Girl and Janet. These are born and raised Jamaicans who make the show what it is, really. So yeah, that's what it meant to me.
And let's close out with an easy one, maybe. 3 words is for each of you to describe your characters.
Complicated, belligerent, and like whatever that is as a word. I think she's got something like that going on in there.
Or those what are guts that are to do.
Something that is like almost like a fire in the belly, but also a sort of something that is a bit still like an open wound. I think is something like that. I can't think of the word that encapsulates that, but
hey, you know what? That's even better. We can break the rules. It's like 40 words, but I like it a lot better than 30. So
Selfish and determination and strength. I would say, can I add one more, strength and visibility?
all right, we'll keep breaking the rules, but that's fine. I'll talk to the judges. We'll get it all taken care of. But thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest.